Welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. Last time we finished up with Dog's Path, and the many mysteries that it entailed. So what's next? Well, really we only have one choice, and that's to make sheep be wary. When we had faith in others, Honse took over and killed everyone. What happens if we're wary? Obviously we need to try and work together. But sheep, there may be some people who try to take advantage of you to try to save themselves. So just, keep that in mind. Be careful. Of course. Thanks for the advice, Mouse. Don't mention it. Right as I said that, the others began to walking into the cafeteria. Many of them were in low spirits. I couldn't find anything. Me neither. Are we doomed? Is this it? I thought I'd at least be able to find one. Have no fear, citizens, for Team Rooster has secured a minor trinket. Really? Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like I wasn't the only one to find one of those things. Dog, did you find a minor trinket too? Yep, wasn't that hard. Just had to solve a simple problem. I think we are... Yeah. Sheep be wary successfully. Now the question is... what was the path that triggered Horse? Bunny and Dog? Oh, nope. No, I think Bunny and Dog gives us the second call. Pig and Monkey says desperate and content. Oh, Monkey. Tiger Dragon? Weapons? Okay. Okay. So this is the setup for a horse route. Pit piled up all the weapons in the center of the room. Inventory was taken to make sure everything was there, and that no one had pocketed anything. Great! I won't take my eyes off this pile. No one's laying a finger on these weapons on my watch. See to it that no one does. That's everything, then let's split up and begin looking for minor trinkets. Let's. I think I'll search some of the nearby classrooms. I'll join you. Oh, so will I. Both of you want to come with me? Due to recent events, I don't like the idea of searching on my own that much. Is that why you're going with her? How strange. I simply go this way because I choose to. You all do what you want. I'm gonna search by myself. If that's all the same to you guys, I'll also go by myself. I'd rather be alone right now, too. Look, people, if you want to work as a group, do so. If you don't. We're all adults. We can make our own decisions. Let's just stop talking about searching and start searching. Fox's definitive statement broke up the group and sent us all on our way. Like they said they would, Rooster and Pig searched the nearby classrooms with me. As a group, searching rooms went by much quicker. We determined a certain room didn't have any clues in no time flat. We then began to search through the next classroom. However, we weren't searching for long before an announcement started to play out of the speakers of our tablets. Oh, attention animals, attention jurors. A major trinket has been used, and upon activation, this announcement plays on all tablets. This can't be good. Someone has activated the butcher's knife. Butcher's knife in play. At the end of every round, the user will move an additional 3 spaces forward for every corpse the knife has slashed. The corpse? course, if a corpse already slashed by the butcher's knife is slashed again, the movement won't take place. To the innocent, I wish you luck. To the butcher, happy hunting. Instead of elaborating, the tablet speakers went silent. What on earth was that about? It's one thing to play this creepy game with a threat of execution. Now all of a sudden it was a hunt? Who would activate such a crazy batshit major trinket? The others were also struggling with the news. What? What the hell? There's no way. I can't run or hide. I don't want my life to end in a crappy retelling of a Richard Connell story. Actually, I wish it was like that. At least then I'd have half a chance of fighting back. Hunting? Me? I know I'm a fabulous catch, but this is going a little far. Oh god, I'm really going to die like this, aren't I? You two snap out of it. Seriously, I'm sick of this group just falling apart the moment things start to get a little scary. Thought we already flushed this fear of death thing out of our systems back in the cafeteria. To be fair, that's an awful big thing to flush away in a single panic session. No, Mouse is right. We shouldn't jump to conclusions this quickly. I don't have any idea what's happening right now. Just because someone activated an item doesn't mean they're going to use it. Why else would you activate it? To test it out? Please, we already know that someone's trying to kill us all. This is clearly the work of that person. We don't know there's someone trying to kill us. Pig, did you not listen to the rules? Whoever has the determined personality has to kill us all to survive. They're absolutely going to try and do that. Maybe not. There's some people who would be willing to sacrifice themselves for the group. Name one person other than that idiot tiger. A horse? Are you joking with me right now? Horse? That guy? Horse? The person we just saw? Horse? The big brute? That's the guy you're talking about. The one you're thinking would sacrifice himself for us. Horse? Yeah, that's right. You don't think so? Please. No offense to the guy, but inside his head there are just two response buttons, and those are fine and murder. Under normal circumstances, you could say that's a stupid generalization, but that's remarkably accurate of you, Rooster. Well, that seems a little harsh. Again, guys, shut up. We all need to group up and discuss this. Make sure everyone gets to the cafeteria. We should split up and gather everybody. Are you pranking with me right now? Ashton Kutcher much? Your plan means talking with someone who has that knife. Mouse, I don't know if you know this, but talking is the number 2 thing to occur immediately before a murder. What's number 1? Assault. You're not wrong. Actually, I think Rooster's right. If someone's trying to kill us, splitting seems like a really, I get it. The others probably know we need to meet up in the cafeteria. Let's trust them. And group up like a big buffet for a potential purloiner of our unslit throats. A truly confounding plan. Rooster, it sounds like you've had an objection with everything we suggested so far. What do you think we should do? Panic. Okay, well, we're not doing that, so I guess we'll go with Pig's plan. She's right. The others will have probably know to meet in the cafeteria. Fine, but I like my idea better. The plan to regroup in mind, we ran back to the cafeteria. Luckily, it wasn't too far away. When we got back, Snake, Ox, and Tiger were there. Ah. Seems I wasn't mistaken in thinking that the others would realize the proper course of strategy. Good work, everybody. Mouse, thank God you guys are all safe. Ox, Snake, you two both thought to meet here and try to group up with everyone else as well? Well, this is the type of announcement that warrants group discussion. Ox, you're smart, right? I like to think so, yes. I'm here too. Do you think it's possible that someone was just seeing what a major trinket did? She's not gonna respond, huh? Okay, I see how it is. Oh, poor Mouse. I certainly think it's possible, if optimistic. However, if that's the case, there's no need to panic. Which is exactly why we should panic. As if he doesn't plan that. We should panic, as if he doesn't plan. What does that sentence mean? Huh? I believe Ox is attempting to invoke the theory of playing your outs. A term originally used by poker theorists. The general concept is to ignore possibilities which inevitably lead to your loss or victory, since they will happen regardless of your input. Instead, pretend like the only possibilities are ones where you are in control of your victory/defeat state, and strategize against those. I get it. Someone really was just testing it out. There's no need to panic. Let's just admit it when asked about it. We should pretend that they're definitely trying to kill us, regardless of whether or not that's true. So if that's the case, whether we live or die is in our control. A quick learner, I see. Just as the exchange looked finished, I saw Sheep make her way into the cafeteria. She looked petrified. Sheep, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank God there are more people over here, though. I was really starting to freak out, wandering the halls all alone. Well, don't worry about that now. We're all here. I'm just really nervous right now. What if someone like Horse bursts in here right now, knife in hand, trying to stab us to death? Don't worry, you're in a group now. I can guarantee that with this many people, he probably wouldn't be able to kill us all, not with this many escape routes. Rooster! Not helpful. Why not? It's a valid point. True, but not helpful. Why would somebody do this? We were all getting along. Sheep looked like she was on the brink of tears. Luckily, Ox and Pig walked over to comfort her. That's probably for the best. Being a consoling figure wasn't exactly my greatest strength. Just as that thought was going on, Dragon walked into the cafeteria with Bunny shortly behind her. So you're all over here, huh? I guess Bunny was right after all. Dragon, Bunny, are you two okay? Does it look like any of us aren't okay? You've got eyes, dipshit. Use them. Well, that's not exactly needed. Thanks for asking, Mouse. We're all fine. In fact, you could say that they're great. Really, Tiger? Is that... Are you doing a tiger pun right now, or... Tiger pun? You know what? Forget it. Glad to see that the two of you are safe. Some asshole turned this thing into a hunt all of a sudden. Of course things would go to shit. Don't worry. But to fight someone once, the fight that they're gonna get. That's what I'm talking about. I should have just gone around and looking for the asshole with a knife and challenged him to the fight. As you can see, it was a struggle to get her to agree to come over here. I appreciate the effort. We need to talk about this. Just then I noticed that Monkey had also made her way back to the cafeteria. Mouse, are you holding up okay? I know the news is dismaying, but keep a level head. We can get through this together. I am here for you. I'm fine, Monkey, I really am. If you say so. Even when faced with such a scary looming threat, Monkey's first instinct was to check up on me. God bless her. Now the only people missing were Dog and Horse. We hoped the two would make their way here, but time passed and no one joined the group. After a few minutes we started to worry that they weren't coming. That wasn't the concern. We started to worry that they couldn't come. What on earth could be happening outside the cafeteria? Unease grew to unrest when someone else voiced these concerns, albeit in a slightly unexpected way. I'm bored. Excuse me. Bored. We've just been sitting in this one room and the stragglers still haven't come. I'm sorry our meeting about a potentially deadly butcher isn't engaging you. Would you prefer it if something was happening? Maybe. Right now I just feel like I'm being eaten alive by worry. I think we should leave the cafeteria and check out what's happening in the rest of the school. And why on earth would we leave the safety of the group and weapons? There's a bunch of good reasons. Let's take Dog, for instance. He seemed like a cool guy, and yet he might be bleeding to death right at this moment, begging for our help. You have absolutely no evidence to support that statement. Or what if grouping up like this is just what the Knife Man wants? He could be planting a bomb above us or something. Are you being serious right now? A bomb? How on earth would that get in the school? We found a grenade in the gym. Okay, I know you're supposed to be the smart one or something, but I think I'm actually right here. Like, I'm not being crazy right now, right? Like, I'm actually correct about this? Look, if you're saying Horse or Dog is trying to kill us all, then it's just as likely that they're hiding outside, waiting to attack when we wander away from the group. Think the traitor's plan is to let us get bored and come to them? They're not an idiot. They can't possibly expect us to be careless enough to just wander out and let them kill us. So you are aware of how dumb you're sounding? Idiocy and genius are often mistaken. Both fall outside the pattern of normal thinking. That doesn't... You know what? Whatever. Mouse, could you please tell Rooster that we are waiting for Dog and Horse to get here? This will surprise you just as much as me. But I actually think Rooster has a point. Of course I have a point. The fact should not be surprising in the slightest. And yet it is. Mouse, do you really want to go find those two? They might not know that we're meeting in the cafeteria right now. It's not like assumed knowledge or anything. It's worth it to go and look for them. I can't convince you otherwise, can I? I doubt it. Fine. In that case, I'm coming with you. Can't exactly trust anyone else to proceed with the necessary caution. Wow, how brave. You two are looking super stunning right now. Really. The camera would be loving you. Honestly, Ox, you've got some real star power. You should work with that in the future. Hold on. I might be confused here. Am I wrong, or is it sounding like you're not actually going to leave the safe zone? Who, me? Goodness no, that sort of thing's for the expendables like you. Before Ox could speak up, Sheep interceded. Apparently she had been listening in on our conversation for a while now. Actually, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I want to come along as well. Oh. Sheep, are you sure about this? You know it's dangerous, right? I know that, but I want to help. Well, that's how you feel. I'm in no place to object to such help. Mouse? Ooh. I don't know. Let's do it. Of course you can come. The more the merrier. I don't think that's saying zapped here. Whatever. My point is that I'd be happy to have your help. Thanks. I promise I won't get in the way. And with that, things were said. People had objections with giving out a gun, but we were granted a taser, just in case. We left the cafeteria and started to look around the school for Dog and Horse. Based on where the others had been searching, I decided to start by looking around the second floor. That was where they likely were before the announcement. I tried looking through some rooms, but after a while I came to a classroom I had difficulty opening. Is this locked? Can't imagine that be the case. Here, let me try. Ox stepped in front of me and tried to open the door, but it was to no avail. Why do you think you could open it? Why did you think you could open it when I couldn't? I don't know, I just wanted to try. Annoyed, Ox started pushing on the door. To my surprise, it did start to open. It seemed something was just in the way of the doorframe. As I made my way into the classroom, my heart sank as I realized what it was. I heard a shrill scream, but no sound escaped my mouth. How could it? It was clenched closed. I would keep myself from vomiting all over the floor. My proper reaction to finding a body. Death is never pleasant. Most it might be slightly gratifying. It's someone getting their just desserts, but even then there's a bitterness to it. But no, generally death is accompanied by sadness, or fear. And I felt both, but not nearly as much as I felt confusion. Because the dead body was none other than Horse, a seemingly unkillable man. What on earth? No, why? Why did this happen? Seriously, how did this happen? I don't know. I can't. It's my fault. It's my fault, just like before. It's my fault. Sheep, Hazy, hey, it's okay. It's not your fault. What do you mean it's just like before? Ox, not the time. It's my fault he died. And this is just like that. If I'd searched with Horse and stayed with him, we wouldn't have... Sheep, snap out of it. Don't know what last time is, but you certainly can't be expected to watch over everyone all the time. You're not responsible for Horse's death whatsoever. I think I need to sit down for a bit. Do you mind if I just stay in the corner of the room, not looking at the body? Of course. She sickeningly limped over to the corner of the room. She didn't look away. I wanted to talk with her more, make sure she was alright, but now wasn't the time for that. Not when somebody had just been killed. Looks like he's been shot to death. Guessing there are more guns in the building than the ones we found earlier. Or not. Maybe this is one of those guns. Looking at this wound, I would guess this was a pistol shot. At a location like this. Yeah, that caused him to bleed out rather quickly, right through the chest. But that's weird, right? The gun was apparently fired and we didn't know about it. The school isn't that big. We should be able to hear a gunshot. The amount of blood is also suspicious. Don't get me wrong, it's disgusting, but for someone who should have bled to death, there should have been more blood than this. Maybe this isn't where he was originally shot. We didn't find a blood trail, nor any other place with a lot of blood pooled anywhere. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? That's not even touching on the weirdest part of all, which is... Remember how we found the body? It was blocking the door. He was completely slumped in front of it. Yeah, that was pretty annoying. So what though? A wound like this isn't instantly fatal per se, especially for a man of Honse's size, but he shouldn't have been able to move after being shot. Yet he was completely blocking off the only exit from this room. Did he have his tablet on him? That way we could check what his personality is. Already checked. Couldn't find the tablet. Oh, damn. Damn indeed. You don't think the Jade Emperor did this, did you? That would completely defeat the purpose of his own game. For keeping snakes playing your outs theory in mind, if the Jade Emperor did do this, it would mean he was fine with just killing us at random for no reason. Meaning we're all as good as dead anyways. Probably best to assume that one of us did this, but how? Could go out the windows, but they're probably blocked off just like all the other exits. When he found the door, he was probably slumped against the door, so I don't think only opening the door a little bit would do it. And like you said, he couldn't move much after taking a shot like that. It's almost like a locked room mystery you see in those dumb detective shows. Hey, now. Never thought I'd ever seen one of them in real life, though. With this puzzle in mind, I looked around the room. It was, for all intents and purposes, just a standard classroom. Yet looking around, a thought crossed my mind. Ah, I've got it. I know how this happened. Oh, do continue. We just gotta examine one simple part of the room. Closet? The closet. Believe it or not, I'm actually something of a mystery fan. Oh, I believe it. There's basically 4 ways to solve any closed room mystery when you break it down. However, for something like this, one of those methods are too intricate to reliably be pulled off in real life. One is objectively against the rules. One is impossible, judging by the crime scene. Which leaves one left. Which is... the culprit is still inside the room when the seal is broken. Now, that's a definition that actually applies to a much broader scope of solutions, but in this case I think it can be taken fairly literally. Walked over to the closet across the room. Just looking at it, you'd think it'd be used to house nothing more than textbooks. This time it could be housing a murderer. He opened the doors to reveal someone inside. I was right. Well, half right. It was true that someone was hidden inside. However, I was under the impression that they'd be alive. This is... Ah! No. Before us lay the body of Dog. Thought it was suspicious that we hadn't found him, but I didn't think he'd end up like this. Two people had their lives stolen away in this hellhole. And a feeling I wouldn't be able to enter a school again after this. This is horrible. Terrible. But you might be right in your theory. But Dog is dead. Yes, but look at that. Ox gestured to the pistol stuffed in Dog's pocket. So Dog had the pistol that shot Horse. We can't say that for sure, but most likely yes. But then who killed him? I think I have an answer to that as well. You do? Check out Dog's cause of death. That's a golden knife, yes? Stabbed right through his neck. Right through his neck. Would kill quickly, sure, but it's not through the throat. Dog would still have a bit of life left in him. And the knife is a rather distinct-looking one, wouldn't you say? You don't think? The closet is right across from the door. Judging by the state of the body, I think this is the only answer that makes sense. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? Horse stabbed Dog, who had been hiding in the closet with a butcher's knife. Horse then put some distance between his victim, since Dog was dying anyway. However, Horse didn't know that Dog had gotten his hands on a pistol. With his dying energy, Dog used his pistol to shoot Horse in the chest, killing him. It's a bit of a convenient scene, sure, but the evidence adds up. So I guess Horse was the traitor then? I guess. Dog was our hero, huh? I guess he was. But he ended up dying right here. How tragic. We paid for our lives with his. We'll make sure he's honored outside. Indeed. For now, we should report back to the group. The trek back to the cafeteria was grim. How could it not be, having already faced down death? When we got back, we explained the situation to the group. That's horrible. Now we get to find out what happens if we manage to head off the Honse route on the pass. Damn it, we couldn't save everyone. We never were going to be able to. At least with this, things can come to a peaceful end. That's really your big fucking takeaway from this? What a freak. Hey, everyone, calm down. The news has just put us on edge. More importantly, this round is almost over. We should all input our moves again, right? Oh shoot, you're completely right. We should get on that pronto. But he was right. We needed to operate our tablets. So we decided to split up and use our tablets in different rooms. I entered a nearby classroom. Took out my tablet. Turned it on. However, before I pressed anything, I hit the floor. Because I had been... What? I'd been killed. That's pretty vague, huh? Well, I couldn't be more specific. I died too fast. Maybe my neck was slit. Maybe I was shot. Maybe I was poisoned. Doesn't really matter now, does it? The fuck? If Mount doesn't discover the true nature of Horse's fate, and the larger group will fall under a false sense of security. The group thinks everything is fine. The killer will be emboldened to speed up the schedule. In this case, discovering a half-truth is worse than both discovering everything and discovering nothing. Well, that's a hell of a gut punch. That's a hell of a morbid card. Holy shit. I guess in that case, we don't take sheep. Or maybe we examine... I don't know. Actually... Oh shit. Well, I fucked that up. I fucked that up. Oh god. Anyways. Textbooks. The textbooks. Yeah, look at how they're placed. Someone's clearly moved them recently. It was a school mouse. Textbooks are moved all the time. Just let me look through them. Went over the textbooks and started opening them up. Took a bit of persistence, but sure enough I found one with blood-stained pages. Aha, I knew it was used in the crime. I'll admit, I'm a bit impressed, but why is there blood all over this thing? Elementary, my dear oxen. Okay, that's the best pun we've seen all game. That was amazing. You already mentioned that the lack of blood both here and the hallway, correct? Well, I agree that Horse was not actually killed in this room. Rather, he was brought in here and made to lean against the door. To hide the fact that the body was moved post-mortem, the killer used these textbooks as makeshift rags, wiping away the blood in the hallway. First off, this not only is oxen as a pun atrocious, it also doesn't work because oxen is plural and I am one person. Second, you're probably right about wiping away the blood, but I still don't see how that solves the doorway problem. Well, you see, the thing about that is, I haven't figured that part out yet. Amazing deductions. It was at least something. It was in fact something. I shall grant the floor that much. Anyway, the specifics of how the body ended up like that probably don't actually matter much. The point is that someone shot Honse and now he's dead. Yeah, I don't really get any of this. Biggest mystery is who killed Honse, and I don't know if solving the door mystery will help that. This thought might not be so much a mystery. You know who did it? No, but I might be able to soon. Think about it, we heard about the butcher's knife, right? Right? Well, it's hard to tell with current wounds, but it's possible that this body has already been stabbed. If that's the case, then at the end of this round, the culprit will move an extra 3 spaces. Oh. Huh, that makes sense. For now, we should go back to the cafeteria and tell everybody what we found. Gotcha. Sheep, are you good to go? I'm ready to leave this place whenever you are. Let's see where this goes. How could that be, having already faced down death? Got back, we explained the situation to the group. Discovering a half-truth is better than discovering a full truth. The full truth, or none of the truth. The Honse is dead. Oh, horrible. How unfortunate. Wait, does this mean that someone's really trying to hunt us down and kill us? Perhaps. Tiger, no one's used any of the weapons, correct? Nope. I've been looking over them this whole time. Check to see if any of the weapons have been used if you want. That means there are more weapons than just the ones we found. Christ, how many weapons did that kid put in there? We didn't find Dog, didn't we? I bet he did it. What reckless accusations you make. It is just as likely that he is another victim. Another victim! Everyone, let's calm down. The round is almost over, and I don't know about you, but I still haven't input my action. We should all split up and select run. Buddy's right. Let's all go into separate rooms and use our tablets. Then we can check everyone's movements. That might help figure out who used the butcher's knife, if anyone. After that, we can start planning and figuring out what our next steps should be. Sound good? Let's go with that. Just like that, we split up. Went down the right hallway and Rooster followed near me. Entered a nearby classroom and turned on my tablet. There I pressed the run button. It's a difficult situation all around, but if we could pull through, the group could still use the minor trinkets to pull away as a group. After making my move, I returned to the cafeteria. Everyone seemed to be returning at the same time. After a bit, however, I noticed someone was missing. Well, another person was missing. Is Pig back yet? I don't see her around. How long does it take to press a button? She might just be slow. Did anyone see which room she actually went in? While the nearby runs were occupied, perhaps she was forced to visit one a bit farther. How much farther would you really need to go? Settle down, all of you. For now, let's just focus on the race results. Deal with where Pig is after that. Most important thing is seeing if anyone moves irregularly. If we see that, we can start figuring out what's going on. We scattered around the cafeteria. However, the moment the television turned on, the entire focus of the room is shifted. All eyes were glued onto the TV screen. How could they not be? It could show if Dog was alive, if he was the one with the butcher's knife, if someone else had the butcher's knife, and more. At this point, I didn't even know what I was hoping for. Round 4 has ended. Now let's see how the race has progressed. Run. 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 Honse has failed to make a move. Run. Run. Whoa, what was that? Okay. Run. Run. Okay. Now round 5 has begun. Do your best and choose wisely. It took a moment to process what that meant. What does this mean? So I guess Dog's alive then? We do not know that for sure. Once someone is dead, others can operate their tablet without cause for concern. If he was killed, their killer could have disguised that death with this, at least for a turn. Interesting that's where your mind first jumps, and not the idea that he might have just input his move before he got killed. That would break from the pattern we had previously established, would it not? Earlier we had decided it was best to input moves at the end of the round, in case something came up. Although since we are seemingly so set in our strategy of running until we have the needed trinkets, the need for such a routine becomes increasingly unclear. Always gotta have the last word, huh? Simply answering your question. Guys? Sheep piped up from the back of the room. Pig's still missing. Now this is getting ridiculous. You don't think something happened to her, do you? What? No way. Actually, we can't dismiss such possibilities so quickly anymore. Things have become tense and dangerous. Before further discussion, we should look around the nearby rooms and try and find her. Alright. She couldn't have gotten that far. Once again, the group spread out. I'm starting to feel like every time this happened, one fewer person returned. Still, Ox was right. Pig's disappearance was a cause of concern for all of us. Went down the right hallway to see if she had entered a room in this direction. Didn't see her coming down this way, but I could have just missed her. It wasn't long, however, before I heard a scream. Ran back into the cafeteria, and I saw Tiger and Bunny looking horrified at the side of one of the pillars. What were they looking at? Ran around and quickly realized what was leaning against the other side of the pillar. Pig's bloody body. I didn't physically black out, but I immediately needed to sit down. So with the butcher's knife, what happens if you activate the butcher's knife, you become the butcher? What happens if someone other than the butcher stabs someone with a butcher's knife? Do they get the 3 spaces, or do they not? And if it is sheep, she doesn't actually get any credit for stabbing. It doesn't benefit her to gain that momentum forward, since she's the losing personality. Didn't physically black out, but I immediately needed to sit down. Horse's body was one thing, but I was able to get through that thanks to the adrenaline. Pig's body marked that horse was no fluke accident. There was a killer among us. A killer who wouldn't stop until each and every one of us was dead. That was a little much for me to deal with at that moment. While I recuperated, Ox, Tiger, Bunny, Snake, Sheep, and Rooster all gathered around the body. They all donned expressions of shock and horror. You'd say if they were all genuine. Disastrous, monstrous, soul-crushing. All both actors and audience of life's greatest tragedy. Sleep peacefully, dear pig. Now the woes of the world worry you not. Hey, could you not mock this woman's death with your bullshit soliloquies? Are you even actually sad? Of course my heart aches. I would not mourn the death of any potential fan. I feel like we bonded then, even if she wouldn't admit it. I'd gladly give up my time to speak at her funeral when all is said and done. I don't know why I bother. Why is this happening? Why would someone kill her? It's not much of a mystery. Clearly one of our personalities is determined. This person found the butcher's knife and found it out. They killed horse, they killed pig, and they might have killed dog. But why? They didn't use the knife on a horse, so what's the point? Not yet. But remember, the rules didn't specify that the person must have been killed with the knife. Just that the corpse must be slashed by it. Our assailant is waiting until there are enough targets, at which point they shall run about the place, claiming the spaces as rewards. No way! When was she killed? Before or after the round change? She was killed right in this cafeteria, but we were walking all around here. How terrifying. Bunny, you were the one to find her when you were walking back to the cafeteria, right? Yeah. Is it possible you didn't see her when you walked this way? It's totally possible she was already there when we went out to look for her. The pillar blocked my view and I could have just ignored her and moved forwards. But after I input my room for that last round, I walked back down that hallway, and I didn't see them. Didn't see her then. She was killed sometime after we first returned from inputting our moves, but before just now. That's a lot of time. You know what? Forget this. We just start tunneling on this, and none of us are going to escape in time. Based on my last count, we should have 6 minor trinkets among us. Horse and Pig are dead, and Tiger has already accepted her fate. Oh shit, That's right, Tiger is content, isn't she? It's possible Dog is already dead, so we might need as little as 8 minor trinkets before we have enough for everybody. When that happens, we can all stay as a single group together, each person making the same choice every time, and people making their moves one at a time. There'll be no chance for the killer to make a move, especially with Tiger guarding these weapons. It might feel like we're turning a blind eye to what's happening, but I honestly think we should still focus on finding minor trinkets. That makes sense. By the way, aren't we missing some people? Oh, Monkey went looking for Pig on the 3rd floor. She said she thought Pig might have just decided to flee from the group. Have no fear, I shall inform her of the proceedings. Rooster left to go talk to Monkey. Well, for the rest of you, stay alert. There's likely a killer among us. Don't let them get you. I was just saying to ignore Pig's murder. Got his point, but we needed to find trinkets, but... Actually, I want to investigate Pig's death. What? Don't like the idea of just ignoring the killer and putting all of our eggs in the trinket-finding basket. The killer might pull something again, and if they do, it'd be best if we could identify them. Surprisingly, I had an advocate. I agree. Someone just killed Horse. Killed Pig. It's not right. I don't want to just ignore that. This seems like a waste of time. But it'd be more wasteful to argue it. Sheep, Mouse, you can be on investigation duty if you want. Tiger, keep guarding these weapons. The rest of us will look for trinkets. Does that sound fair to you? Yes, it does. Great. I thought the rest of the group started to split up. I just left Sheep and myself standing by the body. If you are involved in this, Sheep, I'm very curious to know how and why. Well, I guess that's that. Are you going to start investigating now? I don't really know how to, but yeah, I guess I will. Do you mind if I join in? I feel like I haven't done anything helpful so far, and I want to know who killed Horse. I at least owe him that much. Hey, helping's why you're here with me. Why would I want the extra hands? I just don't know how useful I'm going to be. Don't worry, it's not like you have to be useful to be useful. But... what? Well, for one, it's always good to have a witness around in case someone tries to off the detective. You're like a form of protection. Oh, well, that's nice. But you know, I could try and also solve things, too. Sure, you can also try. You know I'm older than you, right? Right? Okay, please start your investigation. Great. Let's begin by examining the body. It wasn't gonna be pretty, but I needed to steel my nerves. I walked over to Pig's body and started looking at it. Looking closer, I could see that she was stabbed in the heart with a knife. So this one was killed by a knife, huh? Do you think it was the butcher's knife? It would certainly appear that way. If that's the case, we could just wait to the end of the round again. We'd get our answer then. But that seems a little too easy. Don't like the idea of putting things off with the assurance that things will be solved if we do nothing but wait a little bit longer. You're right. The killer might kill again while we wait for that. Gosh, this really is a gross sight. Blood's all over her. Hey, isn't that a big clue? If the pig was killed with a knife, the killer must have gotten blood on their hands, right? I didn't see anyone with blood on their hands. So So either we haven't seen the killer after they've killed, or the killer had a chance to use a restroom. Hey, that's a good thing, Sheep. There are only 3 restrooms on this floor. We should figure out who would have had a chance to go to any of them. How'd we do that? After we're done here, we should ask other people about their movements. Both when they went to input their moves and when we split up to look for Pig. Got it, that makes sense. But there's a lot of blood on Pig. So why isn't a drop gun on the floor surrounding her? So she was definitely killed by the knife. Was she? Against my better judgment, I examined Pig's body closer. To my surprise, the investigation actually turned up something useful. Her neck's been bruised. Hey, doesn't this mean she was strangled? Really? Yeah, they are definitely someone's hands. Wow, she was actually strangled, huh? Probably. If she was already dead, it'd probably be easier for the killer to not spill as much blood on themselves. Though with what we can see from the splatter on her shirt, it's still impossible for none of it to have gotten on the killer. Isn't it pretty difficult to strangle someone to death? I know I couldn't do something like that. Me neither. But if you were going to, Pig was probably an easier target. I think probably anyone but us two, Monkey and Snake, could have choked her to death. Probably. I think that's all we're going to get from this scene. Let's look around the cafeteria some more, just in case. Tried to look around the cafeteria to see if I could see much else. There were various chairs and tables. Tiger was guarding the weapon pile in the corner. There was a television where the race was displayed, obviously. On the opposite side of the room, there was a kitchen area. The kitchen was super close to the pillar where Pig showed up, a mere couple of steps away. Intrigued, I tried looking around the place. It was pretty barren, mostly housing things like bags of ice and stacks of plastic bags. Still, it did have a good selection of silverware, including knives. Okay, time to start talking with Tiger. Did you find all the clues? Uh-huh. How can you know that? It's a devil's proof. Devil's proof? What's that? Just means that you were trying to prove a negative, which is pretty much impossible. Not with that attitude. That doesn't... Okay. Let's go talk with Tiger. And so we walked over to Tiger. Okay, we're investigating. And so we walked over to Tiger. Hopefully she could provide some good info on everyone's movements. Hey, Mouse. I saw you two investigating over there. How are things going on that front? They're coming along. Great. Coming along is the first step in getting to your destination. That's true. Probably. Tiger, would you mind if we asked you some questions? Hit me. Where did you go when you inputted your move? Oh, that? I wanted to stay as close to the weapons pile as possible since I was on guard duty and all, so I entered this restroom over here. It's a closest separate room to the cafeteria. That makes sense, I guess. Although we probably just could have had you input your move at a separate time to everyone else and avoid having to leave the weapons. Oh, you're right. Man, we're kind of dumb, aren't we? It's a stressful situation and everyone's just kind of panicking. Yeah, shouldn't be expected to make rational decisions 100% of the time. I got a feeling a lot of us have been going about things rather poorly. You do need a clear head to make good decisions. Trust me, if you get too heated, you can really mess things up. I should know. So no one else went into that restroom? No, I don't think so. What about when we looked for Pig's body? Where did you go then? Oh, I didn't leave. I take my guard duties seriously, you know? I stayed by the weapons pile. Wait, you were here the whole time? Yep. Could you tell us where everyone went then? My memory's not that great. Plus, I wasn't paying that much attention. I was focused on guard, you know? That's annoying. Sorry. What you would have seen is someone killed Pig when you were around. Oh, totally. I wasn't blind or anything. I'm just not a genius. Hmm. If there was anything blatantly suspicious, I definitely would have seen it. Huh. Okay. I think that's it for now. It is? Isn't it? Yeah. We'll talk to you later, Tiger. Alright, keep up the great work. We'll try. At Sheep's clear request, we walked away from Tiger. When we were far enough away, I started questioning her. You noticed something. Mouse, what Tiger just said doesn't make any sense. It doesn't? She's telling the truth. Pig wasn't killed when we left to look for her. However, if Rooster was telling the truth, Pig wasn't killed when he came back. If both those things are right, that means Pig was killed right when we were all there. We're in the same room as the crime. I doubt that. Pretty sure we would have noticed if a murder was happening in the corner of the room we were in. Even a really silent murder would have made some noise. But you're right. At the very least, we were all accounted for. Almost all of us. What do you mean? You still don't know where Dog is, right? So? Don't you think that might mean something? Not really, no. At least not regarding this incident. Oh, someone's using Dog as a scapegoat? When we revealed Dog's body, she was forced to take action against us? Oh, okay. Just as we were having this conversation, I saw Snake walking down the hallway. Yo, Snake, hold up a minute. He was another good person to interrogate. Do you mind if I asked you some questions? For your little investigation, yes? I doubt I will provide much of use, but fine, ask away. That's exactly how a guilty person responds, you know? Oh, what a fascinating observation. Surely you could make that claim as someone who's interviewed countless innocent and guilty subjects alike, no? Surely you're not making that claim facetiously. Your assumption doesn't come from watching a dozen low-rate crime dramas, does it? Look, are you going to cooperate or not? I already said I would. You're the one who has yet to ask me anything. Alright then, why don't you tell me what room you went into to input your actions for the 4th round? I went down the upper right hallway and entered the closest room. That is, the men's locker room. I then went back down that hallway and I didn't see Pig's body. I suspect you might doubt that claim, no? Of course I do. Men's locker room. There's a restroom in there, isn't it? Oh, you're also trying to see who visited restrooms, are you? Then yes, there was a restroom there. I also feel it prudent to inform you that I saw a dragon input her action in the women's locker room down the hall. Also, if you're collecting locations, I believe Monkey was in one of the classrooms between us. Writing an awful lot of information there. I just wish to be thorough. So for the sake of thoroughness, where did you look for Pig? I believe I checked some of the rooms down the right hallway. Nothing turned up. Unpleased with my response. There's not a lot to be happy with about it. Did you think I was going to say I was murdering Pig? It would have been great if you did. I fear for this investigation. Hey, mind your own business. I would very much think the potential apprehension of a killer is my business. If I may, here's a thought that might help out some. Didn't ask, but okay. No matter who the killer is, it is an undeniable fact that killing Pig in that way would be a large risk to them. There's just no way to do that in a way that doesn't require some small leap of faith. Therefore, we should consider why the killer felt the need to take a risk in the first place. They need to kill us all so that they can stay alive. Duh. But they didn't need to kill someone in such a heavily crowded area when the group was splitting up. So what are you saying? Exactly what I said. I should continue to look for minor trinkets. They are our lifeline, after all. If you want to keep interrogating people, I noticed that Ox and Bunny are working as a pair on the other side of this floor. Got it. Thanks for the help. A pleasure. Snake walked away, continuing his search. I mean, there are paths when Mouse seems genuinely, competent investigatively. And then there's this, where she's just kind of amateurish. I'd say it's a matter of focus. But also at the same time, the other point in time where we've seen her take on this overly snarky attitude was that one room we searched with Sheep before when basically Mouse was blatantly bullying her. So if we entered mouse bully mode, Perhaps. I gotta go to the new page, don't I? Yeah, alright. Save game. And when we come back, we'll continue our murder investigation. Should I call this video Honse Interruptus? Since that's technically the premise of this route. It's the Honse route, but someone one-shotted the boss before the raid boss could get rolling. That's a fair take, right?